I have started both the MCP servers. One is on my local machine and the other one is in cloud that I had created in the previous video. So let's see whether they are working or not, whether they're up and running or not. To check that, we can use this browser. You can use localhost and colon 10,000. It should show us that the status is okay and the MCP server is up and running. Now, where it is getting the status from, if you go to the MCP server code, I had put this piece of code which is using a custom root, and this is the message, which means that the MCP server is running. Now, if I try it with cloud, it would not work because we have not opened the firewall rules. So this is the public IP address. Let's try it out. And if I press enter, it is not working because the firewall rules are not open. And in the virtual machine, you'll have to go to networking here, go to network settings, scroll down, and here we have this rules option. This is used to add firewall rules. So currently it has added only SSH, HTTP and HTTPS on these ports. I have not allowed port number 10,000. So I'll be creating a port rule which would be an inbound port rule. Source would be any, and the destination port can be, let's say, 10,000 because I'm running it on 10,000, and the protocol would be TCP. If you use a different port, then the destination port has to be the same port number as you have started your MCP server on. Now let's add this. Now once this rule is added, I should be able to look at the health. Now you see it is working. It is coming from the Azure virtual machine. Now if I use the client, which is this MCP client, right? So this is the one which is a very simple one. So you have seen that both are working. On the local host, it is also working, and it is also working on the virtual machine. I'll talk about these tools. Now in the tools variable, I have mentioned the type as MCP, the server label as the name of the MCP server that I have provided, some description, and the server URL. The server URL would be the one that it is provided by Fast MCP server. So this should be the server URL followed by /MCP. I'm just trying it out. The reason I wanted to show you because it would not work. So let's try this. Now what am I doing? My OpenAI client is on my laptop. The OpenAI MCP server is also on a laptop. So whenever I execute this command, it would create a conversation using the conversations API. So this API will go to the OpenAI server, which is sitting on Azure. And then I'll be using this responses API to make sure that the large language model uses the tools that are defined in the MCP server. As I said, the MCP server is also on my local machine. So let's try it out. And it should give you the same error that we had seen at the beginning of this video. Error message is not pretty helpful. So if I change it to, let's say, 0000, we might say that maybe because of that, it is not working. So let's change it to 00 and then try it out again. In this case, the MCP server is on my local laptop. So it is not working, as you can see in both the cases. Now let's try the one which is there in cloud. And that is up and running, right? So there's no problem here because the status is okay. The description is also being provided. So the MCP server is up and running. And let's try the endpoint which is in cloud. This is the public IP address followed by /MCP. The reason is when we started it provided us this URL that we'll have to use the public IP address followed by /MCP. Now I'll be using the same client again, which is on my laptop, but the MCP server is on cloud virtual machine, but it will fail. And the reason that I had told you is HTTP. Now OpenAI does not allow communication over HTTP. It has to be HTTPS. And to fix that, we'll have to use a tool called ngrok, which will create an HTTPS endpoint for any server for that matter. And we'll have to install ngrok, and then we'll have to get auth token, and then we'll have to start the MCP server again. So let me stop this MCP server which is on cloud, and we'll install grok. This is the first command. This is the second command which is there in the command sheet. Now after this, we'll have to install grok. So I'm updating all the packages and then I'm installing the ngrok tool. So the installation is done. Now we'll have to go to the grok dashboard I provided the URL here. This is the dashboard. You'll have to get the auth token just like OpenAI auth token. And you can register or log in using Google also. So I have done it using Google. Now once you log in, this is the dashboard. You can see this your auth token option here. Click on this and this is the auth token which is not visible. So copy this and set it up in your environment where you are running the MCP server. So we're running the MCP server on cloud virtual machine. So that's why I'll set up the auth token in the Azure VM. And this is the command ngrok config add hyphen token followed by the auth token that we have just copied. So it has been saved. Now we'll have to run the command ngrok http followed by the port number. Now this port number is the port where I'm planning to run the fast MCP server. So let's start it. And once it starts, it gives you an URL using this forwarding option. You see in forwarding, you have this URL, which is HTTPS some name, which is a free domain that you have got from Grok. And now we'll start the fast MCP server inside of the Ubuntu virtual machine. All right, so we'll be using the fast MCP command to start the MCP server. Now make sure that you start the MCP server after you start running ngrok. It is giving you error that fast MCP command was not found. So what you have to do, you have to source the virtual environment, and this is the directory inside of which I had created this virtual environment. And then inside of bin you have this activate command. So just type this command source followed by the directory followed by virtual environment directory, then bin activate. Now I'll start the fast MCP server. Okay, so it says the file is not found because I'll have to get inside of the directory. Now here the file is available. Now if I start, the MCP server has started. And now I can use the client again with a minor change. What the change would be, we'll have to change this entire endpoint till the IP address with the HTTPS endpoint, which is this one. Now, the entire endpoint, including the port number, has been changed. So now if I execute this, I should get some output. It should not error out. It should provide some response from OpenAI. And you see, there is no error. We are getting some response here. I'll talk about it in the next video, but it is working. So it is working for the Azure VM, but let's try it out on our personal laptop also, because in personal laptop also we'll have to perform the same step. I'll stop the ngrok here and I'll stop the fast MCP server here also. And once it is done, make sure to stop the virtual machine also. Go to the virtual machine overview and then click on stop so that you are not charged. And now this is my local laptop. Here I have ngrok installed already. The version is 337. What I have to do, I'll have to use this ngrok command followed by HTTP and the port number. And the forwarding DNS value would be same because we can get only one domain as part of free registration in ngrok. If you want more domains, you'll have to pay some amount, which is pretty reasonable. I don't think we need to pay because we'll be using the single endpoint itself. Now it is done. Now the ngrok utility is running on my local laptop. Now I'll be starting the MCP server on my local machine. So I'm using Python terminal to execute this fast MCP command. Once it is started, the MCP server is running on my local laptop. Now let's try the client. Let's see whether it errors out or not. So see here in this case, the client is also on my laptop and the MCP server is also on my laptop. But I had used ngrok utility or tool to create an HTTPS endpoint. And now it is working. It is working without any changes because OpenAI is allowing the communication over HTTPS. So this is how we make an MCP server HTTPS compatible, and then we start working on it.